Chapter 3. In the taxi, Abdelrahman finally asked me, "How are you?" "I am fine," I replied with a smile. "Are you looking forward to Alexandria?" "Yes, so much," he said with a nod of his head. In my mind, I imagined the smell of the sea and what the mysterious city of Alexandria would be like. It did not take long, and suddenly the car stopped and we were in the middle of Cairo. "What's going on?" I asked the driver. "We have to transfer from the taxi to the minibus that will take us to Alexandria," he informed me. Okay, I didn't protest and got out of the taxi. The minibus really was a minibus. We got there first and sat in the front seats. Altogether, there's only room for about 10 people to sit. I quickly noticed two things about this peculiar minibus. The first was that there were curtains on the windows, and I watched as Abdelrahman immediately pulled them up so I couldn't be seen. It seemed like a nice gesture but very unusual for me. The other strange thing was that the driver of the minibus kept shouting Cinderella over and over. Why is he yelling Cinderella? I thought. I really didn't get it. Curious, I asked Abdelrahman about it. He let out a laugh and explained to me that he was not saying Cinderella but Alexandria, which means Alexandria. That's how the driver calls out to people to get on the right bus. As we trucked on in the minibus, my eyes grew weary. It was about 4 in the morning and I hadn't slept a wink. No wonder I was so tired. It didn't help that Abdelrahman would often ask me unexpected questions, yanking me out of my sleep. Every time I'd answer him, but then he would tell me not to speak English again. Oh my God, what logic is that? So instead of sleeping, I ended up just looking out the window. It was sunrise and I could see the pyramids from a distance. There was no highway exit on the way to Alexandria. It was just a dirt road, but it was so amazing to see farmers, animals, fields, and forests. I was really in awe of how beautiful the Egyptian country is and how little we practically know or have distorted ideas about it in Europe. I didn't sleep at all, even throughout the journey from Cairo to Alexandria that took over 3 hours. Abdelrahman suddenly said to me, "Now look out the window. You'll see the gates of Alexandria." I did see a great gate to the city, but unfortunately it was so dilapidated that I felt so sorry for it. After a few minutes the bus finally stopped, and I have to say I was very relieved because my whole body was aching from sitting. I was hungry too. I left the bus and looked around. Stores were still closed even though it was 7 in the morning. This came as quite a shock to me. I thought I'd find a life, but so far I'd found a sleeping city. It was kind of funny but not in my situation when my stomach was growling. To add to my disappointment, Abdelrahman told me we still had to take the journey yet further and pointed to his vehicle parked nearby. Well, there was nothing I could do about it. So I just nodded and got into his car. Abdelrahman's car was the funniest thing I'd ever seen in my life. He had an old car called Skoda Lada from my country, the Czech Republic. My grandfather had one and it brought back so many memories of my childhood. What was funny though was that there weren't even proper seats in the car. It just had a metal fixture made into a chair, and when I tried to open my window I saw that the lever was torn off. However, I still took this car as a sign I was where I was destined to be. In an instant Abdelrahman handed me a spare lever that didn't even fit in the door where the handle used to be. I tried to fight with it and open my window, but I was unable. Abdelrahman managed to do it on his first try, saying, "You have to be Egyptian to be able to do it." Well, he was right about that line. And I didn't even know yet how true it was. About half an hour into my adventurous car journey, I finally saw the sea. So beautiful, blue, and clean. I just wanted to stop and touch the water. It's kind of my rule that wherever I see the sea I have to dip my hand in it. Unfortunately, I was unable to do it this time. The sea was alongside the road in a way that would make Abdelrahman have to find a way to park and pay money to go to the sea. "What? You have to pay money to go to the sea here?" I gasped. "Yes, even if you only want to sit on the beach, but if you really want we can go," he offered. Well, if it's that complicated then let's just continue on our way because I'm so tired. Till the end of the trip I was just silent because I really didn't have the strength anymore and I was suffering from sleep deprivation.